have watched, which brings positive emotions and valuable lessons about love and protection. This vast wildlife sanctuary is hidden amidst dense forests where beautiful nature is strictly protected. It is an ideal space for wild animals to live freely away from the dangers posed by humans and poachers. The sanctuary is not only a place that provides abundant food, but also a safe refuge for wildlife where they can thrive and reproduce without worrying about outside interference. In one part of the sanctuary, a lion cub named Tariq was saved when he was very young. Ruthless poachers killed Tariq's mother in a violent attack. At that time, Tariq was not strong enough to protect himself and was left alone in the forest, frightened and exhausted. The rangers discovered this tiny lion and quickly brought him to the sanctuary for care and protection. Adrian is a young ranger just starting his career at the sanctuary. Although still quite young, Adrian demonstrated patience and dedication in his work of caring for animals. He understands that his role is not only to protect the animals, but also to help them adapt and live in harmony with nature. Adrian loves his job and has developed a special bond with Tariq, the lion cub he saved. Tariq is a lion cub who lost his mother at a very young age, but with Adrian's care and love, he gradually became strong and developed. Tariq is a special lion not only because of his powerful appearance, but also because of his gentle and approachable nature. Under Adrian's guidance, Tariq learned to live independently and gradually grew up in the sanctuary. Adrian and Tariq's relationship is a blend of friendship and deep love. When Adrian first took responsibility for caring for Tariq, the lion cub was weak and unable to hunt or defend itself. Adrian spent a lot of time caring for him, from feeding and bathing to explaining the world around him. He was not only a protector, but also a companion and teacher to Tariq. They spent time together every day, and over time, Tariq gradually became an important part of Adrian's life. This relationship is special because it is not just about the care a human gives to an animal, but also about mutual understanding and respect. Adrian understands Tariq's personality, knowing when he needs peace and encouragement. Tariq also feels the safety and love Adrian gives him. Together, they have overcome many challenges, and this bond has become stronger over time. Adrian no longer sees Tariq as a wild lion, but as a close friend, a part of his family. As Tariq grew up, the time had come for him to leave Adrian's protective embrace and integrate into the wild. Despite his close bond with the young ranger, Tariq could not live in the sanctuary forever. His maturation required him to face the natural world, learn how to survive, and become a part of a wild lion pride. Adrian understood that there was no other way but for Tariq to grow and become independent, like any other lion in the wild. Adrian looked at Tariq with proud eyes but could not hide his concern. He knew that life outside the sanctuary would not be easy for Tariq, even though he had learned so much during his years with him. One day, Adrian decided to take Tariq to a vast area within the sanctuary where there was a wild lion pride. Here, Tariq would have the opportunity to learn from other lions, especially Sahara, a strong and resilient lioness. Sahara is one of the most resilient lions in the sanctuary. She has lived through many hunting seasons, fought and survived in the wild. When Adrian brought Tariq to meet Sahara, the lioness immediately accepted him as her cub. Seeing Tariq's instincts were still underdeveloped, Sahara began to train him on how to live in the wild, from hunting to protecting his territory. At first, Tariq appeared confused and unfamiliar with life in pride. He didn't know how to communicate with the other lions, and sometimes he was afraid when faced with new challenges. But Sahara didn't give up. She taught him how to move quietly, how to track prey, and most importantly, how to protect himself from potential dangers. She skillfully taught Tariq hunting strategies, from quietly approaching prey to powerful pounces that would finish them off. With Sahara's guidance, Tariq gradually grew stronger and more mature. He started to adapt to the wild, becoming increasingly aware of his role in the pride. Over time, he was no longer a weak cub, but had transformed into a strong protective warrior. Tariq didn't only learn how to hunt, he became one of the fiercest protectors of the pride. His strong character began to shine through, and there was no doubt that Tariq would grow up to be a lion capable of defending his territory and his pride. One early morning, when the fog still covered the dirt paths of the sanctuary, Tariq was wandering alone through the vast area. The other lions in the pride were resting after a successful hunting night. Although Tariq had matured, he occasionally enjoyed wandering alone and exploring new areas of the sanctuary. At that moment, the cry of a child echoed from a distance, breaking the tranquility of the forest. Tariq stopped his ears, stood up, listening intently. The cry of a child was very clear in the air. Its powerful strides quickened as he realized that the sound was not from an animal, but from a human. Tariq followed the sound of the cry and gradually approached a dirt path where a 3-year-old boy was sitting alone. The child was sobbing, his face covered in dirt and fear. The boy had no idea how long he had been there, but knew he had been abandoned in the vast and wild sanctuary. Tariq approached cautiously, his eyes full of curiosity, but not intending to attack. He sensed the boy's weakness and desperation. Despite being a wild lion, the years spent with Adrian had taught Tariq empathy and a protective instinct. He felt that this boy was not a threat, but a vulnerable creature that needed protection. Tariq circled the boy, gradually getting closer to assess the situation. The boy stopped crying, looked up and met Tariq's gaze. Something strange happened. Instead of being terrified, the boy felt safer seeing the lion. The boy no longer felt worried, but instead curious, as if the lion was his friend. Tariq did not take his eyes off the boy, checking the surroundings for any dangers. Just then another lion from the pride approached its gaze, determined, seemingly looking for an opportunity to cause trouble. It advanced toward the boy, eyes burning with intent to attack. Without hesitation, Tariq reacted. He lunged toward the strange lion, roaring powerfully. Although the other lion was larger and appeared stronger, Tariq did not flinch. He used the fighting skills that Sahara had taught him, defeating the lion in a short but intense battle. Unable to withstand Tariq's strength and determination, the other lion quickly fled, disappearing into the shadows of the forest. When everything calmed down, Tariq turned back to look at the boy again, standing guard to protect him from any further danger. The boy looked at him with grateful and relieved eyes. Though no words were exchanged, a deep sense of connection formed between them. Tariq understood that he was not just a wild lion, but also a protector, just as Adrian had protected him when he was a cub. That day, Tariq not only protected his territory, but also saved a small creature, an act that proved that strength is not only shown through power, but also through empathy and the courage to protect the weak. The vast wildlife sanctuary was peaceful, except for the sounds of nature and the wildlife unfolding around it. That morning, everything seemed to be calm until the sound of a child's cry broke the quiet atmosphere. Tariq, the grown lion, was wandering through the sanctuary, looking for food or simply enjoying the fresh morning air. But when that cry rang out, a sense of unease rose within Tariq. He stopped immediately, listening and assessing the situation. The cries were not from an animal. It was the sound of a child. Tariq sensed the weakness and panic from the cry. The years spent with Adrian had taught him empathy and protection. So even though he was a wild lion, Tariq could not ignore it. Tariq quickly moved toward the source of the cry. As he approached, he discovered a boy about 3 years old sitting alone on the dirt path, his eyes swollen with tears and his face full of fear. There were no adults around, and this area was full of potential dangers. Tariq paused for a moment, observing the boy from a distance and sensing his vulnerability. Realizing there was no direct threat from the child, Tariq cautiously moved closer. Walking gently as though protecting a fragile being, the boy stopped crying when he noticed Tariq's presence. Instead of being afraid, the boy felt an unusual peace and safety from the lion. Tariq looked into the boy's innocent eyes, standing still and maintaining a safe distance while remaining alert to everything around them. As Tariq turned back to scan the surroundings, a strong wind blew through, causing the fallen leaves to rustle. Suddenly, a large figure appeared in the distance, moving toward them. It was another lion from the pride. This lion seemed either unaware of Tariq's presence or perhaps discontented with the appearance of an unfamiliar lion in its territory. It approached with a sharp gaze and a powerful body, letting out a terrifying roar as if trying to drive Tariq away. Tariq immediately recognized that he could not allow this lion to approach the boy. His protective instincts were triggered. The larger lion not only threatened him, but could also endanger the defenseless child. Without hesitation, Tariq leapt into the fight, roaring to assert his territory and protect the vulnerable being. The battle was fierce. The other lion appeared bigger and stronger, but Tariq was not afraid. He used all the strength and combat skills he had learned from Sahara. Tariq's quick pounces and sharp claws forced the other lion to retreat. The two lions struggled on the ground, their roars echoing through the sanctuary. But Tariq wasn't just fighting for himself. He was fighting for the boy sitting there defending the territory he had found in the sanctuary. The larger lion, though strong, lacked the determination and protective instinct that Tariq possessed. In the end, Tariq, with his superior strength and resilience, defeated the other lion, forcing it to flee the area and not return. Tariq, panting heavily, turned back to look at the boy sitting silently for a moment, ensuring that no further danger remained. During the fight, Adrian the young ranger had noticed something was wrong. He quickly ran toward the scene, his eyes wide with disbelief as he witnessed an unbelievable sight. From a distance, Adrian saw Tariq, the lion he had cared for since he was a weak cub, standing in the middle of the sanctuary protecting a child. He couldn't believe his eyes. Tariq, the lion he had nurtured and raised, had now matured and developed the protective instincts of a true wild lion. Adrian saw the strength and confidence in Tariq as he faced the other lion. The years spent with him had taught Tariq how to protect not only familiar beings but also weaker creatures. Adrian felt immense pride as he realized that Tariq had truly grown not just physically but mentally as well. When the battle ended and everything calmed down, Adrian approached. He looked at Tariq and the boy, feeling as though he was witnessing a powerful change in the life of the lion he had cared for. A wave of pride overwhelmed Adrian as he realized that in Tariq's eyes, this child was not just a weak creature, but a part of his family. Tariq not only fought to protect his territory, but also to defend the weaker beings. Just as Adrian had protected him when he was a cub, Adrian could not stop feeling emotional as he realized that his love and guidance had helped Tariq become a true protector, not just for himself, but for others in the world Tariq had grown. No longer the weak cub Adrian had saved, he had become a true protector lion with strong and courageous instincts. Looking at Tariq, Adrian understood that although the wild world could be harsh and challenging, Tariq had found his place not just in the sanctuary, but in the vast wilderness. After the strange events between Tariq and the other lion, Adrian stood frozen still, trying to accept what he had just witnessed fully. Tariq, the lion he had saved as a weak cub, was now not only a powerful wild animal, but also a true protector. Not only was he defending his territory, but he was also protecting the weak child whose identity Adrian had not yet explained. Everything seemed like a clear sign that Tariq had truly matured and become an inseparable part of Adrian's life. As Adrian approached Liam, the abandoned boy in the sanctuary was sitting alone on the ground, looking up at Tariq with innocent eyes, as if he had found a close friend. Adrian looked at the two creatures before him, a strong lion and a small child, both living in this world in their way. He felt a strong connection and knew he had to make a decision. Though in situations like this, the intervention of authorities and sending the boy to an orphanage might seem like a reasonable option, Adrian could not do that. Liam was unlike any other child he had encountered. The boy was not just an abandoned child in a wildlife sanctuary, but a part of the new family Adrian had built with Tariq. Adrian knew that Liam needed care and love, but more importantly, he needed a real family, a place where he felt safe and protected. After careful consideration, Adrian decided that he could not send Liam to an orphanage. This child had found a family in the sanctuary where love, care, and protection were the most important things. Adrian could not let Liam leave without giving him a chance to live in a safe and loving environment. He decided to raise Liam as part of his own family. Liam, a 3-year-old boy, had been left alone in the wildlife sanctuary. He had dark skin and innocent wide eyes. Though he had been through tough times, abandoned and alone in the wilderness, when he was brought to the sanctuary and met Adrian, he found safety. Tariq, the lion that Adrian had saved and raised, became a close friend to Liam, and gradually the three of them, Adrian, Tariq, and Liam, formed a special family in the sanctuary. The first days in Adrian's new family were not easy. Liam, a child used to loneliness and the dangers of the sanctuary, had a hard time adjusting to his new life. However, Adrian's care and love gradually helped the boy overcome his initial fears. Liam learned to play with Tariq, the big lion, as if it were a close friend. They ran together, played under the sunlight, and sometimes sat silently under the shade of trees, feeling the peace of the sanctuary. Since meeting Liam, Tariq was no longer just a wild lion protecting his territory. He gradually became a big brother, always by the boy's side. Tariq was not only a protector, but also a companion, sharing joyful and peaceful moments. Both Liam and Tariq formed an incredibly special friendship, a bond between humans and animals filled with emotions. Adrian, watching from a distance, saw the connection between Tariq and Liam and felt happy when he realized that he had made the right decision. He had not only saved a child, but also created a new family, one where love and protection were placed above all. As the days passed, Adrian and Tariq gradually taught Liam about the world around him. The boy learned to be aware of nature of animals and of the relationship between humans and the natural world. Every morning they walked together around the sanctuary, observing the wildlife and learning how to live harmoniously with them. The three of them, Adrian, Tariq, and Liam, had truly become a family. This family was not built from traditional relationships, but from different creatures, each with a unique role in protecting and caring for each other. Tariq was not only a wild lion, but also a friend and a big brother in the family. Adrian the Ranger was not just a caretaker, but also a guide and teacher to both Tariq and Liam. This relationship was not just about attachment, but also about mutual respect. Adrian always respected Tariq as a companion throughout their years of caring for wildlife. He also taught Liam valuable lessons about love and protection, as well as the importance of caring for nature and the creatures living within it. Tariq, despite being a wild lion, had learned how to love and protect not just humans, but himself and other creatures as well, with the love and care from both Adrian and Tariq. Liam gradually became a strong child full of courage and love for nature. Each day, he learned valuable lessons about life protection and respecting what nature had given to humans. One afternoon, as the sun began to set behind the trees and the sanctuary slipped into darkness, Adrian decided to visit Tariq with Liam. The two walked hand in hand down the narrow path, excited to see their friend. When they arrived, Tariq was standing in the distance watching them. Though it couldn't speak, the lion's eyes showed friendliness and a welcoming gesture. It stood up stretched, then turned to look at Liam, its deep eyes lighting up as if recognizing an old friend. Liam looked at Tariq, his eyes bright with happiness, and ran over to hug the lion, greeting his companion. Tariq lowered its head as if returning the boy's hug, creating a warm and emotional moment. Adrian stood there watching with eyes full of emotion. He understood that although this was not a family in the traditional sense, the love and protection they shared was completely real. The story ends with the image of a special family. Adrian, Tariq, and Liam living happily together in the sanctuary where love and protection are prioritized. A world where humans and animals live in harmony, where love has no limits, and every day is a new day to build a family and protect nature. This story is not only about the love between humans and animals, but also about building a family from attachment, courage, and mutual protection. Thank you for following our story. We are thrilled to share these touching and meaningful moments from Adrian, Tariq, and Liam's journey. Stories like these can only become special thanks to your support and care. We hope you have courage. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss other exciting and touching videos from us. Your subscription is a great encouragement for us to continue bringing more meaningful content. Share this video with your friends and family so we can spread these beautiful values together. I appreciate your support. See you in the next video.